I was quite passionate about my work during my engineering career days, and at the same time, quantitative and behavioral side of finance always intrigued me as more of a passion.
Mhm.
My background in software automation, I would enjoy, creating models and outcomes of investing scenarios. So my co-founder, Ramprasad,
Mhm.
and I would initially discuss investing and come up with cookbook recipes for managing our own personal, assets. But it occurred to us much later, around 2006 or 2007, that there may be a way to help others with the knowledge that we had accumulated. Our passion for entrepreneurship and ability to seek knowledge and continuous improvement in the art of, building whatever we are building, doing what is right for our clients, and using small successes as a motivator to kind of stay the course.
Mhm.
These are some of the keys for us to make a successful transition into a completely new field of finance to get to where we are today. And today we are having, balance sheet level conversations with our clients, and we have a holistic view about where they are well above and beyond what they invest through us. That's
Mhm.
a level of trust we have built with them. Our clients are treating us as a first point of contact on anything finance related, much like anyone would go to their primary care doctor for anything.
That's those three pillars definitely distinguish you from a lot of others. So kudos to you and Ramprasad for creating this firm. Hi, viewers. My name is Upesh Jain. Greetings from the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm the host of the Exec Talk channel, a forum I started to talk to CEOs, executives, and other luminaries about their journeys and distill their experiences and learnings for our viewers' benefit. Today, we have the honor of talking to Ranga Srinivasan, an engineer turned entrepreneur. He is currently principal and co-founder of Everest Management Corp, which is a money management company he co-founded with another partner. He held several high-tech roles in the past in the semiconductor industry with names like Intel, Marvell, Microchip, etc. He has a BTech from IIT Madras, now Chennai, and an MS in computer engineering from the University of Cincinnati in Ohio. The seeds of Everest Management Corp were sown during the dot-com collapse in early 2000. Ranga and his co-founder were employed as engineers at that time and went about seeking help to manage their personal finances. The results were not satisfactory. There were conflicts of interest, inferior solutions, and unsatisfactory service received. In an attempt to do better, they gained insights into systematic techniques that could be applied to grow household wealth. Their entrepreneurial instincts, coupled with a desire to serve the broader community, led to the founding of Everest in 2007. As a validation of these principles and practices, Everest has grown to service over 80 households across the country and $280 million in assets in 2024. Their rapid growth has earned the respect of the top financial institutions in the country. Ranga, congratulations on this accomplishment and welcome to my channel. I really appreciate you making time for me and my viewers.
Yeah. Hey, Upesh, it's been a pleasure to know you for several decades now, and I've always valued our friendship since college days. It's a pleasure to catch up and chat with you on your channel.
Thanks, Ranga. So let's get into the journey, so to speak, via our questions. So my viewers would like to know, Ranga, who Ranga was as a child. Give us a glimpse into your early life, your role models, and what your interests were up until college.
Oh, thanks. I grew up in Chennai, a large metro in South India, in a middle class upbringing. Academics was always the highest priority, no surprise for many Indians. So, dad enrolled me in Christian missionary and Punjabi association run schools with a high emphasis on academics. So I had the opportunity to learn and grow up with friends who had settled in Chennai from all parts of India. For example, my bestie in high school was a Sindhi, and I would go to his house all the time and got accustomed to the food and people. I also remember playing a lot of sports, mainly table tennis and cricket during high school days. Would go to a lot of tournaments and play matches. Dad also wanted me to learn the Carnatic violin, which I tried for a few years. So I've always found music as another avenue for balance in my life.
I see. And who were your role models, at that time?
In music, I had several Carnatic vocalists. In sports, I was passionate about athletes like John McEnroe and Bjorn Borg. I would watch the Wimbledon final on like a black and white Dynora TV back in the days.
Yeah,
I always had my role models in different fields, and I always was enamored and excited about what they had accomplished, and that was always a part of me growing up.
absolutely. Um, so, so then you were obviously a bright student. You went to IIT Madras. How was your experience there, and how did you end up in the US?
Oh yeah, so IIT Madras was a residential college, and although I just lived 10 miles away from campus, I had to stay in the dorms.
Hmm.
Looking back, it was one of the best phases of my life. I had never been around such a group of talented and competitive unit. So we had to pick our friends and wingmates for study buddying and partying, as you know, Upesh, how it
Hmm.
goes.
Yeah,
And also back then, 80% of our senior batches would join a US university for graduate studies. So the process of applying to US university was just kind of handed down to us by our fellow senior citizens, so which made things a little bit easier for us. And during my senior year, University of Cincinnati was one of the schools that I applied to, and UC was gracious enough to offer
hmm,
me a scholarship. So joining UC for grad school was a pretty easy decision.
right. Okay. And, did you feel a sense of pressure when you were at IIT Madras since it was competitive, or, what were kind of the things you remember as, I would say, life-changing, or, at least influencing you in a big way?
Yeah, I think the pressure was there since the moment I stepped in. I would hear you know my seniors getting into MIT and Harvard and getting into PhDs and all those programs, and it's like, my God, where did I end up being? And they were also very good in sports, and I really had to kind of fit in, right, into
Mhm.
my niche, which took about 6 months to a year, right? And then you knew the people, and then you get comfortable with the unit, right? It's always a process of settling in and finding
Right.
it around, right? That was the but walking in, I felt like I was walking into like a coals of fire.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, it shaped you into who you are in some ways. So it ended up being a good thing, I guess. So once in the US, you graduated and did your master's in computer engineering, and you started your career in semiconductors. But what were the factors that made you pivot towards what you're currently doing? I mean, you can touch upon your career in semiconductors a little bit and then move towards answering the latter part of the question, which is, you
Sure.
know, pivot towards what you're currently doing.
Yeah, thanks, Upesh. I started my career working for big chip companies on microprocessor chip design projects. I was a circuit design engineer, and I was also very comfortable, automating the design processes for many of the chip design models. So I was quite passionate about my work during my engineering career days, and at the same time, quantitative and behavioral side of finance always intrigued me as more of a as a passion.
Mm-hmm.
my background in software automation, I would enjoy, creating models and outcomes of investing scenarios. So my co-founder, Ramprasad,
Mhm.
and I would initially discuss investing and come up with cookbook recipes for managing our own personal, assets. It was very small back in the days. Learn from the investing experience with Wall Street firms, and then we were kind of following innovations through blogs and public forums. The knowledge gained was the foundation, uh, but it occurred to us much later, around 2006 or 2007, that there may be a way to help others with the knowledge that we had accumulated. The
Right.
idea of starting Everest was an afterthought, at which point both of us sought to understand the compliance, the educational, and the legal process requirements required to register a formal investment advisory firm in California.
Mhm.
So by then we had some knowledge about some basics of principles of investing. We were confident about not failing our clients,
Mhm.
but we had no clue about how to start a successful business.
Right.
Our passion for entrepreneurship and ability to seek knowledge and continuous improvement in the art of building whatever we are building, doing what is right for our clients, and using small successes as a motivator to kind of stay the course.
Mhm.
These were some of the keys for us to make a successful transition into a completely new field of finance to get to where we are today.
Awesome. I mean, they say a job begun is half done. So, but the key question is, how do you start that job, right? I mean, so it seems like when you still were working in high tech, your passion for investing together with your co-founder had you create some models for yourselves, and you saw those doing well, and that gave you the confidence of taking somebody else's money and managing it, and then of course the hurdle of converting it to a business, the risk associated with it, etc. So how long did that take? I mean, how easy or hard was it to do it part time? And then what was that energy, activation energy that kind of made you leave uh, a paycheck and do this full time?
Yeah, so we incorporated our um, coincidentally just before the global financial crisis in 2008, and it was a difficult time to start a wealth managed business
Mhm.
because people were so spooked out, and we had a handful of clients, you know, at the time, but we did not have the confidence to leave our successful corporate jobs and venture into full time, because of the environment that we were getting into, right? People wanted to just stock all their dollar bills, wards under their pillows. You remember
Right, right.
days. So the hard part was doing our corporate jobs during weekdays and working on Everest during nights and weekends, which was quite hard on our families. But we could control the pace at which we could grow our business.
Mhm.
So we bootstrapped the company and not involve any external investors. Now,
Mhm.
thinking back on the flip side, not depending on the income from Everest made us build a company with the correct principles, right? Focusing on what is important for our clients
Right,
and benefit for ourselves.
right. That's awesome, because sometimes if you're under duress to achieve certain deadlines, you might embark on things that help you achieve that, but not in the right manner.
So
So
unnatural things, yeah. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
that's great. And so Everest services have evolved over time from basic financial advising to discretionary asset management to a more comprehensive wealth management offering. So tell me about that phase, and how long was it?
Yeah, so we initially started, writing financial plans for our clients and supporting, semi-annual meetings with them to revisit those plans. We soon found out that many clients had only implemented part of the plans we were recommending, but indirectly we were becoming responsible for inactions on their part.
Mhm.
So we decided to stop doing that and then transition to a fully discretionary asset management. So in our business, what that means is we'll be trading on behalf of our client accounts.
I see.
So over time, we felt the need to think way ahead of our clients. Beyond the services we are offering at any point in time, right? It's very similar to how a technology company would build product roadmaps way into the future. We have to envision the needs that we need to fill ahead.
Mhm.
So our clients were started coming to us for things beyond asset management, like taxation or estate planning, or they will be making decisions on selling and buying investment property and what kind of quantitative analysis they needed to support that decision process. And we would actually build the infrastructure and automation so that, hey, if others ask the same things, we need to be able to kind of, hand this off to them so we can actually scale the processes that way. And today we are having, balance sheet level conversations with our clients, and we have a holistic view about where they are well above and beyond what they invest through us. That's
Mhm.
a level of trust we have built with them. Our clients are treating us as a first point of contact on anything finance related, much like anyone would go to their primary care doctor for anything
Mhm.
medical.
Right. So that's very unique because you probably started off through word of mouth, and like you said, you did those biannual tune-ups, so to speak, on pretty much allocating the money. But that morphed into taxation advantages and other things like estate management, etc. So, did you feel that you needed to learn more and tap into other resources when that demand was kind of laid on you guys?
Oh, absolutely. I think learning something has always been the biggest, what do I say, right? The spark to where we are today, right? So when we started Everest, our knowledge about finance and investing and the whole, wealth management is probably like 1% of where what we know today.
Mhm.
And this constant, innovation and wanting to learn and build new things, embrace new ideas, embrace innovation, be it not just in wealth management, in adjacent fields where our clients needed help, right?
Mhm.
That is what has propelled us to where we are today, right? And today we are able to, confidently, support our clients on all adjacent areas, not just because we knew a bunch of people, but we exactly know the details that entails and what it takes to, get to this position in the
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah. Like you said, the doctor analogy, the treatment plan has to be unique to the client, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so, along those lines, what is unique about your philosophy about managing money um, that you do for your clients? Because this is a somewhat crowded space with stalwarts in the field who've been doing this for years and are household names. And, of course, the TAM for this market is quite big because everybody wants to manage their money. But, so what is it that you bring to the table?
Yeah, great question. I'll try to elaborate on this a little bit. So we pride ourselves in being a boutique firm that understands the niche
Mhm.
needs of the Silicon Valley engineers and executives.
Mhm.
So the problems that people in Silicon Valley face, engineers face from accumulating concentrated stock positions and all these company plans and having all these successes, right? So they are very unique, and also many of the successful entrepreneurs are all what I would call like first generation, people in the sense that their parents were not that wealthy.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, became successful because of what they do.
Mhm.
And so the people that we work with have a pretty open slate with
Mhm.
regards to listening to new ideas. They don't have any fixed ways of how their parents did some things. It was a lot easy for them to quantitatively and logically reason out and open their ideas to best ideas in front of them, and they would embrace it, right? That's the advantage we had. So we
In fact, sorry to interrupt. In fact, they might have a tainted view of investing or a parochial view of investing, right? And so that which could be subject to, more openness or
Yeah.
new
Yeah,
ideas.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So so I can, I can tell many stories regards to, the biases and what's happening in the wealth management industry. So, but back to what we do. So we can look at a family's overall wealth goodness beyond compounding our wealth, right? Such as, what their estate needs are, what asset protection they need, what legacy transfer that they need to be planning about, things around philanthropy, and focusing on basically things that are important to them, right? Whereas a lot of the large Wall Street firms, they were only collected in collecting, big fees for managing part of their accounts in silos, right?
Mhm.
So that was one of the differentiation. Having said that, there are three main pillars that we think are foundation to our practice. One is ethics and honesty, right? Finance is a business of trust. So we pride ourselves in our personal brand to how to carry ourselves with our client. Our personal investments would mirror exactly how we manage our clients' money. So in essence, we are managing our clients' monies with the same level of care as we would manage our own, right? And the second aspect is that we pride ourselves on service excellence
Mhm.
and hyper personalization of the services that we deliver to meet our client needs is actually one of the foundations of what we do. We often feel that no two client engagements are similar. I mean, at the core, what we do essentially scales across the practice, but every family's needs are very unique. You may be very surprised.
Mhm.
And we have very deep relationships with our clients. Some of their next gen that are
Mhm.
building like highly successful Silicon Valley unicorn companies are
Mhm.
coming to us for financial advice and management. And then the last part is of our pillar is our solution is very unique. Many innovations have happened in the world of investing and finance. From the days of active stock picking to actively managed mutual funds to index funds to SMAs and now the private market offerings. There are many innovations around tax structures also, with investments offering tax efficiency, tax credits, tax deferral, and tax avoidance.
Mhm.
Everest as a firm, because of our quest for knowledge and the passion to adopt innovation, we have actually stayed at the leading edge of adopting such innovation that's available and then
Mhm.
make it accessible to our clients. So we have also developed a fully custom blown portfolio management and tax management software. Thanks to my background in software development, back during my engineer days,
Mhm.
I actually leverage all of that skill to build this platform that can actually compound wealth faster for our clients. Not because I'm an engineer, I could build right software. That's mainly because I couldn't license off-the-shelf commercial fintech that would actually meet our needs and our requirements. It's very unheard of for an RIA firm like us to use proprietary portfolio management software that can compound wealth faster for us, for our clients, at the same time supports, a scale of $1 billion of assets under management.
Nice. Yeah. That's those three pillars definitely distinguish you from a lot of others. So kudos to you and Ramprasad for creating this firm. And they say the proof is in its pudding. And like I mentioned, you're up to $280 million in assets ever since you started doing this full time and with 80 plus clients and growing. So really commendable, Ranga. So you know you talked about people having unique goals, right? Could you give me an example of two diverse goals people might have, and how you help them kind of meet those?
Yeah. So one example is that when people come, start working with us, right? The first day they walk into our office, we feel that they often have, a lot of clutter. If you take a typical Silicon Valley household, right? The
Mhm.
two spouses working, they worked at many companies. They have like, 20, 30, 40 different accounts, and they don't even have any top-down visibility
Mhm.
into what, if I have four things, I can really understand how to manage those four things. If you tell me I have 40 things on my plate, I can possibly, understand, whether I need 40 or I just need four.
Yeah.
The essence of the first part is actually cleaning that clutter, right? It's almost
Mhm.
like dusting your closet,
Mhm.
basic hygiene process, right? And then The other goals may be things like I have clients walk in and they're highly appreciated company stock.
Hmm.
Now, we know like many tech companies, they all single technology companies, and what happens is they have their boom and then they kind of taper off, and they have their you can talk about one of the companies that you and I are familiar with. Intel used to be the
Hmm.
doll Wall Street, and today where it is, people may be shocked as to what the company did back in the 90s to where it is today, right? So people want have a need to diversify out of these concentrated positions, but they have this huge tax bill.
Hmm.
But there are IRS approved vehicles that are available, that where the clients can defer the taxation that's owed during diversification. But many people don't know about it. Uh,
Hmm.
it's not public knowledge, and we have access to products like that, and we
Right.
can help people
Hmm.
address their taxation needs, cleaning their clutter, better planning. I
Right.
would simplify it that way.
Yeah, another, I mean, I'm no expert, but another thing I've seen is people will have their 401ks invested in just that company stock, and that might be 40 to 50% of their net worth. So,
Yeah,
it's like keeping all your eggs in one basket
yeah,
and hoping for the best. So,
exactly.
yeah, I mean, these are all relevant examples, and I'm glad you can help solve for this, and especially people who don't have the background or it's not their day job to manage this, right?
Yes, of
Oh,
course.
so, Ranga, what does a typical day look like for you? And what do you like to do to relax?
Oh,
Just,
yeah, excellent question. So, Everest is a two-person firm. So both Ramprasad and I, we wear different hats every day.
Mhm.
A typical day, we are meeting with clients, due diligencing investment, building models, doing some analysis, or working on a presentation, writing a blog, or meeting with one of our hundreds of ecosystem partners, right,
Mhm.
to find the next best solution. So every workday is exciting, that
Mhm.
sense. We don't do the same thing every other day. And regarding hobbies, I continue to pursue my passion for sports. I'm either swimming or playing tennis at my local club, or swinging my golf clubs with my ecosystem partners or my friends, right? I can't complain about being one dimensional for sure, and it's been
Mhm.
great.
Right. That's great, and in some ways, what you said distinguishes uh, running your own thing versus working in corporate America, right? I mean, so that each day brings new challenges, but it's exciting in its own right, right?
Yes, totally. Yeah. So exactly. So we have the good parts of the corporate life, but we can avoid the bad parts also, right? So it's kind of the best of both worlds in some sense.
Right. So, Ranga, what would your advice be for people who want to do something of their own and are reluctant to do so?
Well, I would like to say that we have been lucky enough to have been had a chance to follow our passion, persevere through the hard times, and have a successful and positive outcome. Now, I hope that others can do the same in whatever field that they are passionate about. Right. The one thing I'd like to say is for those who want to do something on their own, I feel that it's important to be able to articulate their own story, right, about
Hmm.
what they're doing, rather than try to be someone else. Right?
Hmm.
All I can say.
Okay. No copy and paste. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. And Ranga, what other parting thoughts would you like to leave my viewers with, especially the next generation? You know, people perhaps in our kids' generation.
Yeah, I would say like whatever people feel that they are passionate about, and they feel that they can engage themselves, right, without others' inputs or motivation.
Hmm.
I would say like stay with it and focus on what it is that is different that you can bring to the party, right? The field cannot be. It doesn't have to be. Don't get overwhelmed by the big players or how difficult it is to crack something. Just focus on small things, and over time, things will just add up, and you may be surprised at where you will be later in your life, right? If you just focus on small things and adding value.
Mhm. The snowball effect, so to speak, and
This will come, right? Yeah,
keep plugging away.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, great advice. Thank you. So Ranga, I really enjoyed talking to you, and I really appreciate you and acknowledge you for making time for me and my viewers, who I'm sure will be motivated by what you did. And I wish you and Ramprasad the best of luck for Everest and for future endeavors. Please stay in touch and take care, and thank you.
Hey, Upesh, it's been such a pleasure that you took time and then for us to catch up. And I know that we know each other for such a long time, and I always look for an opportunity to connect back with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.